78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. We are back. Let me go ahead and do this again. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be back. As you can see, it's the season, right? 'Tis the season, the holiday season. We just came out of Thanksgiving or Gratitude Day, whatever you want to call it. And now we're going into the Christmas festivities or the end of year festivities, right? For that date in December, and then, of course, New Year's. A lot of wonderful times coming up, I'm sure, for everyone to spend time with their friends, family, loved ones, people you say you love, and this is the time for it, right? 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. I'm back another Saturday. It's a rainy day here in Okinawa. It's raining outside, cloud cover, overcast. I'm not going to stay on this side of the island. I have plans to adventure out, of course, venture into another side of the island today. Last weekend, I went to Miyakojima, which is still part of Okinawa, but it's a different part. And today, I plan to explore over to Kumajima to go check that out for the first time. All these years, I've been here, and I'll be able to see Kumajima for the first time. And I'm excited about that. Quick trip, come back. I just want to see it. I just want to do something different. I want to explore. I want to see a different part of the island that I haven't seen before. You know me, growth mindset. I want to put something new in this weekend. And it's been my plan. Every weekend I want to do something different, something new, and try to take that in as much as I can. And things around me, because they're so beautiful. Okinawa is so beautiful, right? The people are so wonderful. All right, so I say all that to say this. Happy Saturday. I don't know, in the States, in the U.S., it is now Friday night. Happy Friday if you're tuning in, listening in. I'm really grateful for the folks who support, send messages, come online and say they want to hear something or have me say something or speak on something on the topics. So thank you for that. Today's a special day, man. It's one of those days where I woke up with some clarity. I got some extra sleep last night. If you guys don't know my recent story, I had to take a PT test right before Thanksgiving, right? So I'm running around, bottom of my feet hurting, because you know when you're prepping for the Air Force PT test, you got to train. We're not as young as we used to be. So let me preface by saying, in my 20s, 18, 19, 20s, I didn't have to practice for a PT test. I can wake up after being out a full night and wake up and go do it, knock it out, go to work like nothing happened, right? Don't even feel it the next day. In your 30s, you start really feeling it. You got to kind of prep for it, right? It's like, oh, let me get ready a few weeks out. In my 40s, now I know this test is coming. Let me get ready a few months out. Let me try to get my body, make sure all the little angles of my body, the knees, the elbows, the neck, the back still work. And then this time, for the first time in 26 years of doing this test, my feet, the bottom, like the sole and the back of my foot, were sore after this test for like 3 days straight. And even still, if I step the wrong way right now in my boots, I'm still feeling pain. Like, it's like, oh man, it's not like it used to be. And such is life, right? We grow, we age, our bodies change. It's not what we used to have. We're not who we used to be. And in a lot of ways, that's beautiful because we've grown, we've developed, we've become something more, right? A lot of people who are going through those pains and aches, yeah, it's more, but it's not fun. And a lot of things aren't fun. There's reasons I'll stand up and my knee will pop. Didn't used to do that before. Some random reason out the week, my neck will be sore somewhere for no reason. I didn't do anything, right? And that's with aging. But with the developmental growth, mental toughness, your change of mindset, your opportunities to grow, open doors, all of these things are beautiful because it's showing movement, growth. If you know me, you know my biggest fear is being in the same place today as I was 1 year ago. That's why I'm always trying to do something different. I don't want to be that person because I want to show growth, not to anybody else, but to myself. What have I done different? Who have I become? What have I grown, learned, developed? What new skills do I have? What new friends have I made? What new relationships have I structured or formed, right? What old relationships have I redeveloped? Have I grown? Because we should always be looking to change. We should never be the person we were yesterday. And we're not banned, or should I say we are not forced to be that person. There's nothing that says when you wake up today, you have to be who you were yesterday. It's up to you. And you choose who you are, who shows up every single day. You choose. All right, as you know, the first segment, we always talk about gratitude, right? And last week was the week a lot of people were thinking about that. What are we thankful for? What do we appreciate? What is it when I pause and reflect on my day, week, year, the last decade? What am I grateful for right now? And a lot of people were doing that for the holidays. You know, I love the families and my friends that go around the table, right? That have those family events. Hey, everyone say one thing you're grateful for. It's beautiful to me when I hear people are doing that, right? I think my team tried it. I don't recall, because what we did as a squad, I have a 4-man team if you guys aren't tracking. We went to the island here, which is known as Iajima, or EA Island, IE, right? So we went there and we climbed Mount Gasuku, if I'm saying that correctly. We got to the top of it. And at the top of this mountain, again, this is the same day I took my PT test, by the way. So my legs were on fire. My calves were screaming. My lower back was so angry. But we got to the top of this mountain anyway. And when we got to the top of the mountain, right, we sat there. And me, I do this all the time. At least twice a month, I try to get over there, as long as it's not bad weather. And at the top of this mountain, this is the first time my guys got to experience this with me. And they're on the top, and I see some of them. I see one in particular. He's kind of trying to get comfortable, trying to reflect, but he's uncomfortable. He's ready to go. I see the other two taking pictures, selfies, and really taking it all in. So I'm just really watching them and seeing what kind of energy they're bringing to the top of this mountain. And we kind of opened up the dialogue. Hey, man, I just want to tell y'all I'm grateful for you. Because the things that we went through over this past quarter, and if you're not tracking, if you're not familiar with the story that my team has had over the past quarter, we had to move out of our development center, and we are now embedded into the Professional Military Education Center. We had to do this move and accomplish this move without interfering with all of the classes, training, seminars, and development that we already had scheduled for that window. And we had 2 weeks to do it. Now, I had family time planned, so I'm with my family, right? I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, that's one thing I'm not going to sacrifice. It's time I had planned, because I'm not going to do that to my family, period, point blank, right? And so these guys like, hey, sir, boss, go. We got it. And when you can look somebody in the eye and tell them, I got this, go ahead and take care of your family, that's love, man. And I really appreciated these guys for this. But let me tell you what they did in the 2 weeks. They flipped that entire building. They moved into this new building. They got set up. And set up isn't just moving furniture. Set up is making sure the network is working. Make sure you have what you need to teach a class. Making sure that the students have everything they need. Making sure that the facility is suitable for the environment. Making sure that, on top of moving physically, just the mental prep and the actions that went on behind it. That's a lot of different processes that they had to track leading into this move. But they did it flawlessly. It's like one of the old Mortal Kombat movies or games, flawless victory. They did it, and it was without disruption to all of our classes. And if you guys are tracking, we teach a lot. So proud of this team. And I tell them, I love every team I've ever had. And we do this, I interchange them all the time. However, this team, this season, and this moment was special. And then we got the groove. I came back. I jumped in. I saw they were setting up. We were still about 75% there, but they were moving. They were motivated. They were loving on each other. It was great energy. It was uplifting each other when somebody was tired or feeling like they didn't really know how to make it all happen. We were bringing each other together. I am so grateful for this team. And there's no words I could have used at the top of Mount Gasuku to tell them this. I was trying to find the words to tell them that this team is special. And we're still doing it. This was October, November, and as of this past week, we were running 3 or 4 different courses at one time. And I don't mean 1 hour classes. I mean full week, 3-4 day courses at once with a team of 4 people. Now 5. Congratulations to our new teammate, Maria Galvez. But we ran and we're doing these things, and it's crazy the numbers we're pushing through. Not because we're lucky, not because the students are doing it. It's because we care enough to care, and we've cared enough to care to make sure that it did not affect our community. So to my teammates, and I know I told you at the top of the month, but I'm going to say it publicly and live to you, thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being special. Thank you for being the powerful people that you are. Thank you for the love that you show every single day, the trust that you give me as your leader, as your boss, as your teammate, as your brother. Thank you for trusting me with your time, with your energy, with your thoughts, with your ideas. Thank you for collaborating. Thank you for being you. And not just at home or work, at home. Thank you for continuing to be good husbands, good wives, and not taking any undue energy home to you so you can make sure that you are being the best version of you for our students and our community every single day. So proud of you and grateful for you because you keep showing up. I love you like I tell you in person, and I'm so grateful to have this team and this squad in this season right now. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you. That's to my teammates, Tech Sergeant Jacob Stone, Master Sergeant Derek Miles, Staff Sergeant Jan Acosta, make sure I said his name right, and our new Staff Sergeant Select, Miss Maria Galvez. Hey, I'm really proud of you guys, and I can't wait to see you on Monday. It's one of these jobs that I can't wait to get back to it, and I can't wait to see your smiling faces next week. Grateful for them. We always talk about the different things in different communities I'm grateful for, different companies that have blessed us and supported us over the past 2 years, me and my previous teammate. Always, always, always want to send love to those companies. Trainers Warehouse, thank you, right? Sending all the love I can. You guys have been from day one, first conversation, let's go, right? Mark Tilsher and the Military Sherpa team, thank you so much. Dr. Flatter Leadership Academy team, thank you so much. We can Kate Preston, Dr. Travis Bradbury, and the Talent Smart team, thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. Demias Purdue and the Talent Smart squad and your messages. Hey, I've been playing those every time, every opportunity I get. I make sure the team knows that we're not doing this alone. We're bringing in the heavy hitters, right? All the folks who were guest speakers on our show. I'd be remiss not to mention you're so many of you that volunteered your time. And I don't want to forget anybody. I didn't write this stuff down. It's not scripted. I just want to say if you gave your time last year to our programs, to our mission, to our classes as a guest speaker, a masterclass speaker, sending a motivational message to kick us off, if you did any of those things to make sure that our military and civilian community in this region were taken care of, felt loved, felt valued and appreciated, thank you. Thank you for what you do to make sure that we can do what we do. Thank you for your support, your encouragement, your messages, your energy, your genuine kindness. I couldn't ask for anything more. And like I said about my team right here, I couldn't have done any of that without you. I'm blessed to have folks out there in the U.S., out there in Australia, out there in Canada, out there in the world that care about what we do every single day, care about our people, care about our hearts and minds, care about our futures, care about our resilience, care about our mindset, care about our health, care about our emotional intelligence, care about all of these things, what kind of leaders we're being, what kind of husbands, wives, brothers, teammates we are. Because you care, we are able to care better and take care of these people. Dipping into the chaplains, the inflags, the True North counselors, the mental health teams, being able to love on them because I know these are some of the people that we need, and to collaborate with these people to make sure that we are touching the hearts and minds of our audience and communities and making sure that we're leaving them better than we found them. I could not do this. We cannot do this without everyone that I just mentioned over the past couple of minutes. So thank you for being you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your messages. You are loved, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We'll be right back after this break. See you in a minute. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. Hey, welcome back. I'm going to say that one more time because I'd like to make sure whoever's driving hears it. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. Welcome back. Let's go. Second segment. Talked about gratitude last segment. I said thank you to the folks who supported everything that we do. I'm so blessed and grateful to be here. I'm responding on email. And there are some folks that hit me up while I was out teaching at other locations and traveling last year. I want to make sure you know I didn't forget about you. And I sent some follow-ups after the seminars, but I'm going to send more and another one again probably this weekend to make sure you know I'm thinking about you, man. And I can't wait to see what we do in calendar year 2025. Can't wait to see what groups I'm able to speak in front of outside of this community. I'm taking care of home first, so I have opportunities to come take care of you as well. Didn't forget, and I'm looking forward to it. What else are we talking about, man? Trainer's Warehouse, man. Y'all armed us up. Y'all got so many of these resiliency balls that we use one, developing resilience. I think it's the orange one, right? And I used that last week when we did 8 hours of resilience. I started mixing them out. Had an emotional intelligence ball. We got this one, which is the stress management ball. Then we got the developing resilience ball. I'm going to do stress management because I'm going to get to the point after. So let's answer a couple of questions real quick. This is me answering full transparency to you about my stress management, right? So I throw it up to myself. Hey, everybody, I'm Winsome. And we're going to say, what's the first question? Who or what makes you laugh? This is very, very important to me. There have been 2 to 3 people this week I can already think of these conversations that their mind is kind of trying to take over the narrative, meaning taken into a dark place, dark space, dark feelings and vibes, right? And one of the number one recommendations I give as a friend, mentor, coach, whatever capacity I'm in, what are you watching that's making you smile or laugh? What are you listening to that's bringing you joy or positive energy? Because the world's going to automatically try to pull you into some negative stuff. Really, the number one watch shows are going to be drama shows, right? You're never going to see the number one watch show in the world as a comedy. It's very rare you see this. It's always scary movies, drama, and especially look at Netflix. What do you think their top sellers are? Serial killers and drama shows. You know what I mean? So think about these things when someone asks you, what are you watching to make you laugh and smile? Some of the happiest people, their favorite movies are comedies. So I told one of my teammates that just last night. I said, brother, look, you need to make sure that when you need to be in a positive mood, right? When you need to be in a positive mood, you listen to something positive, you watch something positive, feed your brain with something positive, feed your mind with something that's going to make you smile. Bring that energy, cultivate that energy into your life. And then secondly, right? I had another conversation with a teammate. I was like, yo, what are you watching? Well, Winston, what do you watch? There's shows, I'll tell you right now, that always make me laugh. There's not one time I've been able to watch them without cracking a huge smile or laugh. One of them is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Those guys are idiots. I'm going to say that again. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, without fail. It can be any season. and I click on a show and I'm laughing of this show. One of my favorite shows of all time. It's got me through some really dark times. I love that show. It's been playing in the background when I needed positivity or something stupid to make me laugh. Second one, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh my gosh. Those two shows, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David is an idiot, man. When I say idiot people, by the way, I mean they're funny, hilarious. They make me laugh, and I know that's exactly why I'm watching them for. There's no other reason to watch these people other than if you need a laugh, a smile, or something that's going to make you really bring you some joy because of other people's stories. It's funny. So those are the two that I watch for me. And don't get it twisted. I like scary movies. I like drama shows. I watch Netflix. But however, when I find myself going into a space that's not good for my mental health, when I find myself going into a space that's against the way I'm trying to feel, meaning if I'm trying to have positive emotions and I'm trying to stay away from painful emotions, right? Then I'm trying to make sure that I'm surrounding myself with positive energy. You ever hear the old adage about the person that breaks up with someone and they're listening to the songs that remind them of the person, so instead of getting over it, it's making them sadder? Well, I was talking to one of my teammates recently about the power of music and how the power of what you watch, what you feed your mind, feeds your thoughts. What you feed your thoughts cultivates your emotions. And when you can take control of those things, when you identify the things that bring those back up to where you want them to be, what helps you do that? What is the sound, the music, the shows, the movies, the people that help uplift you when you need it? It was one of the things I know people listen to the music that I play when I walk into the office in the morning. Now, if you don't know me, and I'm going to say this, it's a, what do you call that? A shameless plug. I love Team Fearless. I love Team Fearless. So that's talking fearless motivation, fearless soul. All morning, every afternoon, and every evening. When I'm trying to feed my mind with something powerful, something uplifting, something encouraging. It don't even have to have words to it. That's what you got, different songs for it. Powerful. I'm about to go teach a large group. Give me some powerful music to uplift me, to encourage me, to inspire me, to give that energy back. And I know which songs those are. Boop, boop, boop. You know which songs those are that hype you up. That energy that you need for the things that you're trying to do or that you need to do for you. It's called feeding your mind with what you need. So the question I got was, who or what makes you laugh? And I answered that in the long form. That's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, of course, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Used to be different comedians when I was a kid. Eddie Murphy. Oh, my God. Eddie Murphy would have my stomach hurting, face, cheeks hurting, eyes hurting. Raw and Delirious, those shows that he did. Oh, my gosh. Richard Pryor, another famous comedian, man, from my childhood. Oh, my goodness. There's not a moment that I couldn't watch his stuff or their stuff and die laughing. And when I say die laughing, just so hard, like I feel like I wasn't going to make it, right? And even when I listen to their stuff now, it reminds me of my childhood and the good times and the funny laughters. And when my friends, these shows would come out and my friends would come over to the house. And if whoever was on, if one of us had the VHS tape or if it was on television, we were watching it. If it was an HBO special, whatever it was, we were watching it. Those used to be events, man. And we've gotten so far away from those things, man. I mean, the closest thing I hear about to that nowadays is the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight or the how many people tune in for that, right? But look at the stuff that used to bring people together and what we've done to those things. So 78.6 FM, Positive Vibe with Winston. If you want a positive life, positive mind, feed your mind with positive things. What are those things that make you smile, bring you joy? It doesn't have to be just what you're watching, what you're listening to, the people you surround yourself with, places you go. What are those places for you? All right, question one. Let's go to question number two. All right. What's your favorite time waster? There's a couple of them, right? My number one is probably climbing to the top of the lighthouse, the Zampa Lighthouse. I tell that all the time. People see me up there. Met some really cool people up there. At the top of the Zampa Lighthouse, I just kind of escape. I'm usually either listening to the waves or Team Fearless, like I mentioned a little bit ago, and just taking it all in. Can't do it in weather like today, so I got to find something else. Shamelessly, I watch Netflix like the next person. There's shows I just adore and just follow through. Watching the shows I was just telling you about, Always Sunny or Curb Your Enthusiasm, or Scrubs. Scrubs is my third one. I forgot to mention that. I'm mad at myself for not mentioning that. Those 3 shows, favorite time wasters. Used to be video games, right? But I started realizing that that's legitimately, I'm not losing myself. There's no escapism involved in that anymore, right? So top 3, top of the Lighthouse, watching my favorite shows that we mentioned, and maybe Netflix. A little escape if it's a really good show. Can't think of the one I watched recently, but there's some really good ones that you can lose a few hours in it, right? One that I'm starting to fall in love with that wasn't one before, it's going to replace probably 2 of those, is listening to Audible and reading the book. What do you mean, listening and reading a book? Exactly what I said. So I have my headphones on and the book is playing, someone's reading it, and then I have the physical hard copy, and I'm following along with my highlighter if I wanted to, capture something powerful. And that's been really one of my favorite time wasters recently. So, yeah, just to add that in there, something that brings me joy, something that I'm enjoying doing. It's new for me because I can listen to Audible all the time when I'm doing different things. But now just, hey, I'm just going to chalk up some time and do it this way. This is how I want to take this book through. And that's what I've been doing. Moving forward, next question, last question. When I'm stressed, Actual question from the ball, which is the stress management ball. It depends on what I'm stressed about. For the most part, 100%, if I'm stressed about something someone else done, I'm usually contemplating, digesting it. If I need to respond, cultivating that response and presenting it, right, or getting it ready, talking to the right people to help me balance my thinking. If I'm stressed over something that I can't control, then I'm trying to kind of reframe my mind to understand what is within my control. And a lot of people say these things, but that's like I will literally stop time for myself to make sure that I'm balancing my thinking and paying attention to what is within my control. I might vent to trusted people, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, my actions dictate everything. So I'm paying attention to what my next step is. If the responsibility is a response, or if I don't need to respond, if it doesn't designate a response, right, or deserve one. But ultimately, when I'm stressed, I kind of just go into a space. I create a space for myself to kind of observe what that feeling is. What am I stressed about? Is it a person? Is it a thing? What's within my control? Kind of self-analyzation, self-awareness, self-management type deal. Again, and I have trusted people that I communicate these things with to help me balance my thinking. I don't sit in funks anymore. There was times where I would just sit in a funk when I was younger and over the years, right? And we all get stuck in that. It's a loop that's going through your mind. You kind of take one step forward to take 2 steps back. Some things make you angrier than you were yesterday, stress you out and worry you more. But I stopped going through that loop and stopped allowing things to at least space in my mind rent-free. And I think that's been one of the proudest things and proudest pieces of growth that I can honestly say I've had. So when I'm stressed, I internalize it, pay attention to what needs a reaction or response, what's within my control or what's not in my control. If I need to speak with trusted people, to include a counselor, True North, like military, family life counselor, whoever I need to, a chaplain, doesn't matter, whoever I need to help process my thoughts, because I don't want them sitting on me. And I've been really, really prideful and proud of being able to leave it at work if it's work and not take it with me if it's home. So that's how I deal with stress. It's been a lot of work, personal work on myself to get to that point. And I'm still growing and still learning, and I'm still a work in progress. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes. We'll be back right after this message. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winston. We're back for the last segment. No, we got two more, so I'm loving it. I really wanted to talk about this week. I just explained a little bit of the conversations I've had about helping people get out of the space they're in, doing things to help them get out of that space, get out of their mind, and get out and do something that brings them joy. And it's not easy for people, especially those that are going through depressive states, stressed, or dealing with things that are beyond their control that's really taking over them and emotionally hijacking them. That's what we call it, emotional hijacking. So for those people and anyone who's going through a season right now, you're not alone. I'm going to say this, and I mean this with full heart. You are not alone. There are a lot of people that I've encountered over the past couple of weeks that are going through so many different storylines that are heartbreaking, but they're still fighting. And they're still chasing the vision they have for themselves, the positive vision that they have for themselves. They're still keeping a mindset of, I am, I can, and I will. And I love them for that. I'm going to share something with you. Even just yesterday, I will not say names. I won't share the exact story. But there was a young lady that came to see me. As you know, I'm a coach. And usually, if you guys are tracking and familiar with the coaching environment, it's different from counseling. I'm not a counselor. I'm not going in your past and trying to help you heal old wounds as a coach. Whatever you walk in the room with, I am taking on with you. You are driving. I am in the passenger seat, and I'm going where you go. Where are we going? And the young lady came in 2 days ago. I almost said yesterday, 2 days ago. And normally this young lady's bubbly. Hey, let's go talk about it. And I won't talk about specifics. It's against our rule sets. But I'll tell you where this conversation went. She started in the normal high place where she's excited, happy to be alive. And then as she started peeling back some of the onions in her story, some of the layers, she was starting to get a little sad and visibly upset. My questions, of course, are challenging these thoughts and trying to see what she's actually thinking and understanding her thought processes and what she's trying to accomplish and what she wants to be the outcome. How does she bring herself to get that outcome? So I'm asking, but I'm very, very deliberate about when and the timing. I'm letting her go for a while. And as she's speaking, the young lady, of course, in civilian clothes, she kicks off her slippers. We got a new office. It's pretty nice. But she sits from her chair on the floor. Now, I'm going to tell you what this looks like. Imagine you being in a therapist session. Therapist is sitting on his chair, and you're sitting on the therapist's couch. And some people on the therapist's couch, they turn and they lay down on the therapist's couch. And they go into the little space, right? It's comfortable. They can speak like they're just talking casually about the story. Well, as she's speaking through her thoughts, she kicks off her slippers and she sits on the floor. You know, and she crosses her legs and she's just sitting there and she's talking. She's not looking at me. She's kind of looking around and she's getting these thoughts out, but I'm just letting her go. And some of my heart was like, bro, don't let her sit down here by herself. And it's real, 100%. I look, and I'm in my gear. We're off that day, so I'm wearing our PT gear. It's like a shirt that represents our unit and shorts. And I have on, did I have on slippers that day? No, I had on sneakers. So I kick my sneakers off. And I sit down on the floor. So she's over here, I'm back here. We're both sitting down on the floor, legs crossed over each other, and I'm just listening to her. Casually talking, asking her the powerful questions, giving her the space, letting her drive, being there. Ultimately, at one point, she starts crying about one of the pieces of this storyline, and I'm there. I'm with you. I'm all in with you on this. Let it go. Let it go. I failed, though, because I didn't have tissues in my office. Strike one. I did not have tissues in my office. So anyway, she's continuing, and we navigate what she's thinking at this time. We get through it. Asking questions to help empower her before she leaves. And at the very end of the session, can't make this stuff up. She gets up, gets back in her chair. I get up, get back in my chair. She looks at me, I look at her. We start to talk about our next time getting together, what we're going to talk about, what we bring into the room, what she wants to talk about, or what date she even wants to do it. And she stops me. And she looks me dead in the eye. Remember, her eyes have been all over the place up to this point because she's thinking. And she says, thank you. Thank you for sitting on the floor with me. Thank you for listening to me. Just thank you for being here. I really needed that. And for a year, you sit on these certifications for like 2 years to be a professional leadership coach, all the tools and things they equip you with. And I know on my staff of 29 coaches that not everybody would have did that. I know that some people would even feel uncomfortable, but our role and responsibility is to meet this person where they're at. I tell my people all the time when I'm teaching empathy that empathy is about meeting people where they are. You can't put yourself in their shoes all the time because you may have never had to wear those types of shoes. May not know how, but you can always, as a basic human skill, meet someone where they're at. That's innate. It's at the basic human level. You're supposed to be able to do that. She gave me a hug. And I was like, I can't wait to see you next time. I'm proud of you. You got this. And I can't wait to see what we talk about next. She leaves. She texts me later and tells me how that powerful session, how she was able to navigate something that happened at work and how appreciative she was. And I said, hey, I'm proud of you. I knew it was in you the whole time. Keep going. And here I am on the tech. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's like a proud dad on my end, right? Like, let's go, right? And I never tell them that. I'm going to keep it 100%. Look, I'm proud of you. I never say, like, I'm like a proud dad over here, proud uncle. No, I'm not doing that. But I'm so blessed to see the growth and to see how fast, if people put it in their mind to solve their own problems, then the people get in their mind that they are powerful enough to deal with it. When people get it in their mind that they can handle any situation that comes in front of them, when people understand that hurdles are just that, hurdles. You can go over, under, or around them. It doesn't have to be permanent. You just got to figure out the best route to navigate it. I'm trying to tell you, when I saw and heard that text, and these things happen, but this one was special because it was a long week. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was having a long week. And in the space I was that night, looking at my phone, just made me smile. And I was able to rest peacefully, knowing that at least one person I had encountered today or that day was better than I found them. Not everybody has opportunities to do that, but we can find them. I'm blessed for the people who trust me with their time, their energy, their space, their days, their stories. But not everybody's having a good story right now. And so for those people that aren't having a good time in this season, that hasn't been good to you, things are going wrong, things aren't perfect. I get it. We see you. You are special. You are important. You are not alone. And this is just right now. This is temporary. It's not forever. Keep fighting. Keep your head up. Keep your chest up and navigate it. You got this. You've been built for it. You've already survived your worst days. You're in these situations because you can be. You just got to figure out what it is and what it takes to manage it, to navigate it. Some people that you can't do it alone. Are you surrounding yourself with those people that can help you get through it? Meaning, are you sitting down with the right person? Do you have the right support system? And a lot of times getting the right support system is about getting out of your ego, out of your own thought processing sometimes. And finding that person that you know you can trust with it and that can hold on to it. Or give you those words of wisdom, courage, or encouragement to help you navigate what you're dealing with. Find them. And a counselor, mentor, coach, mental health provider, whatever it is. Find them. There's stages that we say people are going to be going through, right? Different things people are facing, challenges, mental challenges, physical challenges, spiritual challenges, and social challenges. Every one of those has definitions, and every one of those has ways to counter those struggles. And when you start getting into finances, right, we don't mention that in the top, but even those, for many, many people, are just temporary problems. And today what seems so wow, trust me, we've all been in those spots that seem impossible to overcome. And I'm going to say that again. They seem impossible to overcome some challenges. But the people that get to the other side of these challenges realize and know forever now that's all it was just a challenge. would challenge the heck out of me, but I survived it. I learned the lessons. I'm applying the lessons, and I'm going to be better for it. There's nobody that you see on the other end of a television monitor, of a screen, of anything in life, other side of the room that hadn't had to survive challenges, especially those great people. I'm going to say that again. Everybody in your life or around you in your story that you see is great. I guarantee you they are great because they survived something astronomical. They had to go through something and they learned so many lessons from it that it made them great. Greatness doesn't just come because you wake up and you're great. No, there's a story that leads up to being there. There's challenges that you've had to overcome. There's situations and people and things that you've had to defeat just to be in the space that you're in the realm, in the position, because you had to be a survivor. You had to overcome. You had to thrive in the unknown. You've had to beat the odds. You had to overcome challenges. And when you can do those things, when you can be better than yesterday and fight back, you'll notice that with every step that you took, you are walking one step closer to greatness. Every step away that you navigate away from problems, situations, stressors, crazy scenarios, you survived it. You have a story to tell. I'm so proud of you if you're still standing and you're struggling with something right now. I am proud of you. And if you're listening to my words, I ain't nobody. I'm just some old man on the radio. But I guarantee you that if you've survived your worst days, and you're still fighting, you're still trying to maintain a sense of positivity, a sense of hope and optimism, a sense of I can, I am, and I will do this, get through this, beat this accomplishment or challenge. I'm proud of you. That's the mindset. That's that mental toughness that you need to get through whatever you're going through this season. It won't last forever. You just have to survive it. You have to fight back. When you feel like quitting, no matter what it is, remember why you started. There's no quitting you. There's somewhere you're trying to be. There's something you're trying to do. There's somewhere you're trying to go. Keep fighting. If nobody's told you this before, I'm proud of you. I know you're out there struggling. I know you know it's hard. It's not always easy. But the fight is in you. The fight has always been there. Since the day you were born, guess what? You more than likely got popped by the doctor just to make sure you was breathing. And you was mad about it, so you was screaming and crying at him. That was your first fight. You came out fighting. And for y'all to know the story, when you're born, they got to make sure you're breathing. So sometimes the doctor pops you in the butt cheek, make sure that you are breathing, and baby start crying, right? That voice, that power, that energy, that strength has been in you since day one. And you've had to use it for so many different things up to this point. Keep fighting. You are not alone. We love you. We see you. I can't wait to see you overcome it. And you can, and you will. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of wisdom. Just want to share that with you. This has happened. This is brand new. This is one of those things that, even for me reflecting on my week and on my day, I was like, wow. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. No matter how many coaching sessions, no matter how many hours I logged, no matter how many experiences, we are supposed to be able to meet people where they are. And sometimes those are in some really dark places. And sometimes I can't help. Sometimes it's beyond me. And I don't have the ego to try to fight stuff that's not within my realm. I will get that person to the right person immediately. Hey, I might not be the best person for this, but I know somebody who is. I know an office that'll take you in right now. I know a team that's looking for these problems that can help you navigate them. I'm not always the answer, but I'll try to help you find who is and what is. 78.6 FM, positive vibes. Be back after this break. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. Talking about those aha moments last week and those wow, that's crazy, right? You hear those all the time, like, wow, that's crazy. That just happened. Like, wow. Still at my age, I still have moments that are like so profound and so like mind blowing to me that I have to take a step back and really reflect on it and understand what the intention, what was the lesson I was supposed to learn from that experience. And that was a reminder for me last week that everybody's going through something. I have to figure out how to be there for them if it's within my opportunity or my power to do so. And that innate ability to meet people where they're at, right? That empathy, that, hey, this is what this person needs. I mentioned earlier, I have an amazing team. They know exactly how to ask those powerful questions. Hey, you okay? You don't look good today. Something looks a little off, right? What do you need? If you can change anything about today, what would you change? My team is dope. I ain't gonna front. I have a dope squad, and it makes it easy to walk in, get things done when you know that you have a team of powerful people. And it's 4 of us on the development side of the house, and I'm so proud of them. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about them like a proud dad, right? Hey, so 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. I'm on the American Forces Network Monday morning. I'm going to be talking about a book I just spoke with the author. It's called, I changed the name for our seminar. It's called Better Next Year, or Smarter Next Year. That's the name of the book, Smarter Next Year. Now, the name of the seminar is going to be Better Next Year. And I'm going to do this, I'm knocking this out in December, but when January comes around, because we're in January, I'm going to change the name of the seminar again to Better This Year, right? Now, it talks a lot about neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, things in the mind. Like, he breaks down some real science. Now, we talked this morning, Dr. David Bardsley, thank you so much for your time. We spoke this morning about the book and on via Zoom. Wonderful, incredible man. Talked about the book. His brain, it was wonderful to watch how passionate he is about these topics and where his brain was going. And as he was explaining to me how they had to chop this down from this huge manuscript down to this small read. And I call it a small read because it's only like 100 and some pages, right? Maybe 140 pages. But it's such a magnificent read. And it's so brilliantly put together. The editors from over at this team and Dr. Bardsley, they did an amazing job to make it consumable for anybody. And I read it and I was like, yo, this is some good stuff. Like, I need to use these concepts. We have to share these concepts with our community. How to make yourself, when you get into that where people say brain fog, how to get out of that brain fog, how to protect yourself from it, how to be around longer, not just for yourself, but for the people that you love and care about, how to make sure that you're here, you maximize your time, your mental capacity, that you're doing the things that you can to be the best version of you for as long as you can. Now, if you're reading content like that, you're like, whoa, it's mind-blowing. Smarter Next Year. I got to share this. So, Dr. David Bardsley, thank you for your time this morning. I am so appreciative for the conversation, for your energy, for your encouragement and support of what we're building next year. Should I say this year at the end of this month, what we're building on behalf of the concepts that you created in Smarter Next Year. I am a huge fan of the book, you as a person, and everything that we talked about today. You have, once again, sir, encouraged me and inspired me to be better. So I guarantee you that my plan for your book, Dr. David Bardsley, is to show up and show out when we're teaching it. I'm encouraged. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. I'm working on Kill Chain. So one of my teammates, Derek Miles, huge fan of the book Kill Chain. So if you know anybody on the Kill Chain book team, please let me know so we can reach out to them and connect the dots, right? So what we're trying to do is do the same thing we're doing for our other published authors and brilliant minds, share these concepts with our community, but we know we need permission. So if you are or aware of anyone who is on that team that wrote that book, published it, and who we need to ask permission to share the concepts, let us know, because we're excited about it. He is. This is his book, right? So the goal let's share the vision. All right, why am I holding back? There's a way that the Air Force traditionally over the past, since I've been in, takes topics, subjects, water it down so badly. Let's be 100. I'm going to keep it real. They water it down so badly that some of the most important concepts become, buzzwords. Some of the most important items to live a healthy, happy, successful, and just positive life become buzzwords. Some of the most important concepts to be a better teammate, leader, follower, buzzwords. So what we're doing is, instead of focusing on the material that's given to us from certain arenas, we are reaching out to what's being taught in the industry that's scientifically backed, scientifically evidence-backed, research-backed, putting this together based on the books, the minds of these beautiful people, amazing minds, and creating programs that we can deliver to our military and civilians in this community. Now, remember, community, thankfully, is not just limited to here to Okinawa. My brothers and sisters throughout the region who cover every base in this region, that door is open for them too, to invite whoever they want to attend. And we have some very powerful speakers, very powerful topics coming up. And I can't wait to see what comes out of it, the feedback we get back from the audiences. And just for them to get these concepts directly from the folks who wrote these books, or the folks who did the research and spent years coming up with these things, working with professionals and doctors. These are prior certified and blessed people doing things, amazing things in the business. This young man who I'm talking to, neuroscientist, neurosurgeon, are you kidding me right now? And we get to take these concepts that have been delivered in a way that pretty much anybody can digest it, turn it into a lesson that we can actually present and share to help people stay around longer, smarter, healthier, and better. I love that for us, and I love it for whoever gets a chance to participate next year. And this is a shout out to my teammates in the region. It's coming. You'll see emails. I know they got to be tired of my emails by now. I get so fired up about this stuff. I know my teammates are like, bro, come on, we get it. We get it. You out there having fun. We get it. We having fun in our own way too. I want to tell you, I love you. My goal is to make sure that nobody misses out on these opportunities. I got 1 year left, 1 full year to do this specific job and to touch and reach and connect, connect and reach as many people, as many hearts, and as many minds as we can. And you can change a mind, you can change the world. Like Tupac said, I might not be the person that's going to change the world, but I guarantee you I'm going to spark the mind of the person that will. I love that opportunity. You guys saw, if you're on Facebook or if you're on LinkedIn with me, everything we do every week has become passion projects. These are things that I love about not just the opportunity to do it, but the opportunity to grow the minds around me. And I have surrounded myself with a team of people deliberately that are smarter than me. I love that. There's no ego in this game. I need this to continue when I'm gone. I love you guys for listening, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know this was an exciting segment for me. I came out with different energy because I'm excited about the things that we're doing. I get one more chance to do this with you before I go to the U.S. for a few weeks. So I promise to bring something cool next weekend to you. Today, not just running my mouth about the excitement and the stories, but next week I'll give you a straight topic and we'll stick straight to it. I promise. Today was a one-off, so forgive me if you're listening in. Also, I know to slow down for the folks who are English learning for you next weekend. You are loved, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you next week. Sugoi! Thank you. I'll see you next week.